we are connecting with us. Can we have the theme video?
Dear friends, Foxians, and the women of my country, I am Dr. Shanta Kumari, President of the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India. As a doctor and a woman myself, I have observed very closely how prevalent violence against women is across the strata of our society and the enormous impact it has on the health of our women. My theme for the year as the President Foxy is Foxy for all always, and Dheera, stop violence against women.
Dr. Shanta Kumari, who has relentlessly campaigned for the issues of girl child. I was happy to be the ambassador of Foxy Figure Ox in 2013, and I hope that me being an ambassador has motivated a lot of girls and many families.
Violence against women is a serious human rights violation, leading to injury and sometimes even death. Unfortunately, 1 in 3 women experience some sort of physical and sexual violence during their lifetime. Violence in pregnancy is also widely prevalent, leading to unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortions, neglected pregnancies with no antenatal care, all these contributing to maternal morbidity and near miss. As obstetricians and gynecologists, we have a great opportunity to assess and support women who experience violence because of the unique opportunity where we get to see them during the pregnancy, during the family planning visits, during their annual checkups, and multiple other times when they come to us. I strongly believe that by eliminating the violence against women, we are not only reaching the SDG goals, but also creates a just and equal society for our women. Until we make men and boys active partners, we can never end the violence against women. In an endeavor to sensitize our own fraternity, my initiative of Dheera was started to eliminate violence against women.
I completely support her vision and mission as President Foxy and also especially support her campaign, Dheera, Stop Violence Against Women.
It was in 2016 at the launch of Dheera. We brought together the police, the obstetrician gynecologists, the National Commission for Women, the women and men on one single platform to wear orange and say no to violence against women. We organized the public forum and cyclothon to launch Dheera. In 2017 at the Foxy Figo Congress, we partnered with men and organized the bikeathon and the flash mob. The high point of Dheera was at the International Figo Congress at Rio, Brazil in 2018. The Declaration on No to Violence Against Women was signed with Figo and WHO. It was here global societies pledged their support to end this violence against women. The Dheera campaign and march at the World Congress of Figo in Rio in 2018 got wide international publicity. No change is possible unless the young minds adopt it and make it a part of their life. Young minds are open and creative. They accept change. Foxy has always worked with adolescents for their health and well-being. Dheera this year adds a new page. I'm happy to share with you all that we are launching the Dheera online school certification course across the length and breadth of our country in all the schools. Foxy for all always. Dheera, stop violence against women.
So that was our President Foxy from Hyderabad, Dr. Shanta Kumari's note on Dheera. So will you all join us against this movement called Say No to Violence Against Women? Will you all join us? Yes, ma'am. Okay. How many of you have done the pre-test and registration? How many of you have done? Fantastic. மத்தவங்களா ஏன் பண்ணல? ஏதாவது issues இருக்கா? எல்லாரும் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? Laptop இருக்காதா? Okay. Very nice. I think almost 150 to 200 students பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் registration. Very good. எதுக்கு ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ண சொல்றோம் அப்படின்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் முடியும் போது there is another post test, அதாவது இந்த ப்ரீ டெஸ்ட் வந்து உங்களுக்கு எவ்வளவு விஷயம் தெரியும் அப்படின்றத அசஸ் பண்ண, அதுக்கப்புறம் நாங்க சொல்லித்தர விஷயங்களை கேட்டுட்டு போஸ்ட் டெஸ்ட்னு ஒண்ணு இருக்கும், அதையும் நீங்க ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணி ஒரு ஃபீட்பேக் சப்மிட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு யூனிசெஃப்ல இருந்து உங்களுக்கு சர்டிபிகேஷன் கிடைக்கும். ஸோ விச் மே பி வேல்யூபிள் ஃபார் யூ. ஸோ அதனால கண்டிப்பா மறக்காம முடிஞ்சவங்க எல்லாருமே ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிடுங்க, போஸ்ட் டெஸ்டும் எடுத்துருங்க. So we are waiting for our first speaker who was logged in from Hyderabad. Vijayawada, Dr. Sushila. அவங்க வந்து என்ன மாதிரி வயலன்ஸ், டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் வயலன்ஸ் பத்தி எப்படி என்னன்றத பத்தி உங்கள்ட்ட பேச இருக்காங்க. We welcome Dr. Sushila. Madam is a very renowned obstetrician gynecologist and experienced master trainer for Dheera. We welcome you, madam.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Deepa. So, Ajay sir has joined, sir. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sushila. So nice to see you. Not only
Thank you, sir.
getting the Vijayawada flag fly high, but also getting on to other societies also.
Richie, yeah.
Deepa, is it possible for you to switch on your video so that the backend can take one photo of all the children with you and all of us?
Yes, just a second.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. So good to see you. Okay.
Oh, I think she has made so much of arrangements, sir, actually. She's been physical there, yeah. So,
Yes.
Please take a screenshot.
You've taken the photo, Pashi?
So,
Yes, sir.
Great, thank you. Perfect. So huge congratulations to the entire team here, especially Ramani Devi and Deepa, who have led this entire show and taken it and brought it to Tamil Nadu, Trichy especially. And a huge thank you, Sushila, once again for
thank you, sir.
and taking this important session for all the students here. I'm delighted to share with you on behalf of our president, Dr. Shanta Kumari, that Dheera has been launched nationally. And so far, we have covered around 14,000 girls and boys across the country. And we are hopeful that by December this year, we would be reaching a target of almost 200,000 or 2 lakh children, 9th to 12th across the country. For all who are present over here, especially the teachers and the principal, my humble request to you is to please spread the word amongst other school teachers whom you know or principals whom you may know, and inform Deepa and Ramani Devi, and we will organize similar programs in those schools. Any of the teachers over here who are desirous of conducting 1 or 2 sessions that you go through today, you're most welcome to send in your request to Deepa and to Ramani Devi, and we will also involve you in taking similar sessions in other schools also. With that, back to you, Sushila. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I wish each and everyone all the very best for a successful and a great program and a lot of learning for all of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Mr. Ajay, for all of you here, Mr. Ajay is the backbone behind this entire program. He has been working very hard to develop audio to teach important here. The PowerPoints are ready பண்ணி எங்களோட இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸோட இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணி ஒவ்வொரு ப்ரோக்ராம்லயும் லாகின் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு எப்படி யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும், how to reach all of you அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு Dr. Ajay has done great job. Please give him a big round of applause. What is going to make us more happier. Ajay, today we have more than 200 plus students here, so it is very heartening. Okay, we are waiting to listen to you, ma'am. Dr. Sushila, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepa. I'll share my screen.
You can close your video if you want, Deepa. If it's pulling too much data, no problem. Yeah, thank you. And I will have to leave, Deepa. I'll have to get into
Okay,
my.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, sir. And yeah, your words, you have said so valuable words to everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, good afternoon, students. As Dr. Deepa enlightened what we are going to talk to you in the next 1.5 hours. So I'll just go through the topics which are given to me. So I'm Dr. Sushila from Vijayawada. I'm an obstetrician practitioner, obstetrician and gynecologist here. So being interested in teaching, which is a passion, I've taken up this as a master trainer. And similarly, Dr. Deepa is also very good speaker and she's also a very good master trainer. So we both will enlighten you on this topic. So what is violence against women and how does Dheera play into it? So this project has been launched by FOXY, that is Federation of Obstetrician and Gynecologists, along with the UNICEF to educate the school children, teachers regarding the violence against women. So the agenda for today is what is Dheera, what is violence against women, types of violence against women, management and peer pressure. So I think by the end of the program, the girls will know how to defend themselves and also boys will learn how to support the women and girls. So children, you must have all done the registration and pre-test. By the end of the session, you will be given the post-test and also you can give your feedback. After that, you will be awarded for this participation in this program and signed by the UNICEF and FOXY. So what is Dheera? Dheera means courage. That is to be brave. So we should be together to fight against violence against women. And we have an Instagram account that is hashtag Dheera together. You can form a nice phrase and put it in that. And you should be one among the courageous voices. So not all men practice violence against women, but all women live with the threat of male violence every single day all over the earth. This was said by Freud Alcubaro. So this is true because not every woman, they do practice violence, but there are only few men. Because of them, everybody has got this a bad name to say. So by the end of the program, I think every woman or a girl from your school should know what is to be done when violence happens, and every boy should say that they're not going to do any violence against women any single day. So this problem is all over the earth and it is a global problem, and violence against women is a human rights violation globally, and short-term and long-term physical, economic and consequences are seen bothering the woman, and this prevents the woman to fully participate and equally participate in the society. And as we all know, whenever there is violence, they cannot participate and then they cannot come up in the society, and the magnitude is very vast, it is immeasurable. And the pandemic, COVID pandemic has increased this violence against women because of the reduced mobility, isolation, lockdown, and also mainly because of economic constraints. So this has led to the alarming spike in the domestic violence. So domestic violence has increased leaps and bounds to say. So are you aware, or you must have seen women being beaten up, threatened, scolded in your neighborhood, in your school or at home. So children, do you think this is right? And I think no one will say it is right. And what is this behavior called? Is there any word to describe it? It is called violence against women. And violence against women is one of the shameful human rights violation. It is widespread. It has no boundaries of geography, culture and wealth, that it is seen in well-educated families, financially better off families also. So as long as this continues, there is no real progress towards gender equality, development and peace. We all know that the Women's Day theme of 2022 is gender equality and sustainable tomorrow. So let us start from today itself that we will support, that every boy should support women and girls, and they are not going to practice any violence further. So what is exactly violence against women? It is forcing a woman to live in fear mentally, sexually, and physically. And this problem in our society is deep rooted, and it has 5 parts to say: toxic masculinity, patriarchal society, gender bias, sexism, and gender stereotyping. These are the main things why we have violence against women in our society, and let us see what are all these. So gender bias is preference of males, that is, girls are considered to be the burden, and we hear that feticide and infanticide is there in the society. Feticide is getting aborted if it is a girl child, and infanticide is abandoning a girl child. That is feticide and infanticide, which should not happen. And neglecting female health issues is also happening. So many times we see that the pregnant patients are just brought for one visit, or they're directly brought when they are in labor. That is, they are just about to deliver. So this is gender bias. And patriarchy is a system or society wherein only men hold the power and women are excluded from decision making. So it may run in families also where only men are dominating and they do not involve the female for decision making. And gender stereotyping is like in most of the families, maybe in not in urban, but maybe in the rural areas, they think that the girls should be faithful, emotional, tolerant, sympathetic, and dependent. And boys, they stand that boys should be competitive, logical, strategic, aggressive, independent. I don't think any of the girl over there agrees with this, because girls have reached better heights, and they have become team leaders. They're so logical, strategic, aggressive, and definitely they have reached a better off heights now. And sexism is a prejudice and stereotyping, and it is a discrimination typically against women based on sex and gender. So the fourth one is the toxic masculinity. It means that man thinks that he's strong, he doesn't cry, he has control over everything in the society, in the family, and he thinks he is the boss everywhere, and he thinks he is the only savior. But this is definitely a mental illness to say. So girls and boys are equal, males and females are equal, and we should have a gender neutral or equal society. So why doctors for women want to talk about this? So we, the gynecologists, are the points of contact who can recognize the changes in life, and we are the ones who pick up the problems in the women. When they come with the health problems, we are the first line to talk to them, and then we see in pregnancy how they are being bothered. So we have come here to talk to you regarding the violence against women, because we are the first point of contact. So why we have started this project I'll just enlighten after a few slides. This is a campaign which was started by Dr. Shantakumari, our president, that is the president of Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Society of India. This is against to stop the violence against women, and this is to sensitize, orient, train 5 lakh boys and girls from 9 to 12th grade and 15,000 teachers by obstetricians and gynecologists. We are about 36,000 gynecologists who have got trained. Some of us have got trained to talk to you about the violence against women, and regarding this campaign, we are trying to do so. So teach your son to respect women. So every household, every mother should teach their son, because they'll be watching, they'll be waiting, they'll be listening at the household. It should start from the household, that every boy respects women, and maybe his sister, his aunt, his teacher, his colleague, anybody, they should respect, and it should start from that young, tender, adolescent age of respecting women. So courageous together, we should say no to violence against women, and you should be one of the courageous voices. And let us tweet together at #Dheera together and put a nice quote in the Instagram account. So do your post test and feedback, and a certificate will be awarded to you. So this ends the first PPT. Deepa, can I go with the second one? Deepa? Dr. Deepa? So, what are the types of violence against women? So this I'm going to discuss in the next few slides. That is, it can be physical violence, it can be psychological violence, or it can be a combination. So in the physical violence, so we see, like we hear and then we must have like seen in the TVs, social media also, that acid attacks have been like done in somewhere, some place. So she is Mrs. Lakshmi Agarwal. We can see her face, disfigured face. This is because she was attacked by acid in 2015 at the age of 2005 at the age of 15, when she was rejected a man who was 32 years old. So this has been depicted in a film called Chepak, enacted by Deepika Padukone. So Mrs. Lakshmi Agarwal is ambassador for the educational purposes to say no against all these acid attacks and no against violence on women. So the acid attacks are a form of assault involving throwing a corrosive substance onto another, and sometimes it is just used as to blackmail also. So what can we do? So if it is like threatening can happen or attacking can happen. If it is just threatening, you have to report to the trusted as adult and police. Make sure that you stay away from that person. Always travel with others, that is in groups, and it is punishable under section 326 for 5 years and may extend up to 7 years, and it is finable. So if attacked, make sure that the treatment is got as soon as possible. Otherwise, it is going to disfigure the structure of the, like maybe causes like skin peeling, so much of pain, disfigurement. So immediately you need to go take the treatment, talk to the parents, teacher, police, and stay away from the abuser. And this is also punishable and finable for 10 years, and all the medical facilities have to be, charges have to be borne by the victim. So honor killing is the second one. So honor killing is murdering of an individual, either an family member, an outsider, to protect, they think that they protect the reputation of the family and believe that the victim brought disrepute to the family. So disrepute is being brought by who murders the other individual. It has not been bringing repute by murdering someone. So this is really a very bad thing to say, and honor killing should not occur. If there is any problem, they should report to the police, not go for things like murder or beating up the other individuals. So femicide is a gender-based crime. It arises when the society prefers males over the females, and it is a woman-based hate crime. So I've already told about the infanticide, that is killing of the newborn female child, and feticide is getting aborted once the gender is known as a girl child. So all these things should not happen, because we should have a better male to female sex ratio. And sexual assault is an act in which the man sexually touches a woman or compels her to get naked and forcefully and without her consent. So this is also punishable. And if you see such an assault taking place, you have to stop, call for help. Even though if the abuser is your friend, you need to stop it. If you don't stop it, the abuser may do the same thing with your own kith and kin, and try to stop it. And we have the Nirbhaya Act. We all know that the Delhi incident which took place in 2013. So after this, the Nirbhaya Act, which protects the woman against any type of rape, has been brought in. And the other acts like section 354 IPC is also there, which protects against sexual harassment and unwanted physical contact. And the other important thing is the POXO Act. POXO Act protects, it is a gender neutral act. It protects minors, both males and females, against the sexual abuse. So this is brought into 2012 to protect the minors against the sexual abuse. So if you are a survivor of the sexual assault, do not shame yourself. You are not at fault. You are not to be blamed. And you don't take bath, wash yourself, because this you are going to lose the evidences. So don't change your clothes, write down what has happened, because you may forget the order of the sequence. So you should write it down what has happened and inform the police immediately, report in a timely manner so that the evidence is not lost. Before you have lost the evidence, you need to report to the police. Don't be afraid to speak up as you are not at fault. And then once you don't speak up, again the abuser is going to repeat the action with you, or he may do the same thing to your friend or your kith and kin. So you need to speak up. So the psychological violence is financial manipulation. So it is like attempting to make a person financially dependent by maintaining or controlling all the resources. So here there is an example or a case study to say. Raj monitors his wife Ananya's bank account. Ananya, though she earns, all her financial things are managed by his husband. And Raj's parents don't let Ananya to go to work. So this is like making somebody dependent financially is also a type of violence. So emotional abuse, undermining a person's sense of self-worth through constant criticism, like name calling, damaging the partner's relationship with the children, and not letting the partner go to their own place, that is the mother's place, to them or to go for the family functions, etc. This is a type of emotional abuse. So Shreya, example is Shreya is married to Ashok, and Ashok is being mocked because he earns less. So feeling hurt over this, so he comes home and then he is enraged with Shreya, and constantly he finds faults with her. And this definitely has an impact on mental health. So what can Shreya do? Shreya can talk to him, explain that this is not right. She can talk to the family, and then if he doesn't listen, maybe she needs to go to the police. So signs of emotional abuse is making you feel guilty, disrupting your feelings, overreacting for small things, humiliating, embarrassing, blaming, etc. All this come under emotional abuse. So bullying, continuous harassment, either verbally or physically, can be in the form of cyberbullying and ragging. Nowadays, like usage of smartphones is more, and also because of the online classes, the cyberbullying has come in. And the example here given is the Neil is a senior to Ria, and Ria rejects Neil. So what does he do? He calls her fat, he calls her a slut, and then he throws eggs on her. So all these things are bad things which he is not supposed to do. So Ria has to take help. She has to talk to him, tell what is happening to her teacher. She has to tell to her parents or a trustworthy person. So cyberbullying is an online form of bullying or abuse when technology is used to write aggressive, embarrassing, hateful messages about peers in order to harass them, like control them, or cause shame to them. All these things is cyberbullying. So it may be like just to threaten, or create fake accounts, or sharing sexually explicit messages. All this come under cyberbullying. So there are various types like exclusion from the online group, and then gossip, talking about bad about the girls. All this come under the cyberbullying, and this has like increased because of the technology. And we should know what has to be done when you are being cyberbullied. So check the platform. So is it Instagram? Is it Snapchat? Check the Instagram. Get in contact with the customer care, and take all the screenshots of these which you have been bullied before you block and report. File a criminal complaint. Approach the cyber investigation team. You can report in any city. That is, if you have gone for a tour and this has happened, you can report to the concerned police there in that city. And if you are unable to report to the cyber cell, you can as well approach the she teams, that is the female police, or you can lodge an FIR complaint. So next is this stalking. Whenever an individual follows a woman and repeatedly tries to contact her without the consent, this we commonly see in the films. So can occur digitally. And the example is Sanjay, who 17-year-old follows a classmate Meera, and wherever she goes, he follows and then takes pictures without her consent and joins her tuitions. And the bad thing is his friends encourage him as though he's like a Bollywood hero. And then Sanjay teases her more. So Meera starts to feel uncomfortable, and what can she do next? So she can report to the teacher, she can report to the parents or a trustworthy person, If after the counseling, if Sanjay continues, maybe they need to report to the police. So voyeurism is watching or taking pictures of women without consent and without the knowledge of the women. And Section 354 IPC is under that act. It is punishable for 1 to 3 years, and also the action is repeated, it is for 3 to 7 years. So eve teasing, this also we commonly see groups of boys standing together and commenting about the girl who's by going through that lane. So we just bypassing. So this we see commonly, and this is also punishable because it comes under violence against women, and Section 294, Section 503 IPC, under these acts, he is going to get punishment. So eve teasing is also a big problem which has to be stopped, and if you see your friend doing so, kindly tell them it is like punishable and he is not supposed to do so. So criminal intimidation is when someone is threatening to cause death, hurt grievously, or to destroy your property. This is punishable and also finable. Sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favor, showing pornography without consent, all constitute sexual harassment. This is also punishable. It is also finable. And we have an example here. A farmer, because he is not able to pay the loan, he sends his daughter to work under the owner, and this the owner takes advantage and then tries to sexually harass the girl. So what should that girl do? She has to immediately inform the parents, and then maybe they need to go to the police. So combination is a domestic violence. So domestic violence doesn't just have to be between a married couple. Any pattern of behavior used to gain, maintain power or control over the pattern comes under the domestic violence. So this is violence that occurs at the household between the, maybe between the in-laws or in-laws and the daughter-in-law, or it may be between the husband and wife. Most victims of the domestic violence do not know that they're being harassed and abused, and it is hard to believe a trusted partner could be so manipulative. That's why they do not, like many times they do not know that they are being abused, and can also be harassment from the in-laws. So wherever there is violence, there is definitely no love. And examples like using male privileges, and then using isolation, emotional abuse, and all these are power to control. They think it is a power, and they control her, abusing. So it is also a cycle of abuse. Initially they are like very close to the wife, then they start yelling at them, causing tension, and then it reaches the peak where they're like, really it is an explosion. Then again they remorse, they try to apologize, seek help, and then again they are normal. So this is a cycle, and unless there are 4 to 5 cycles happen, the the wife does not know that she is being harassed. So Domestic Violence Act has been brought in 2005, which covers the physical, sexual, verbal, economic abuse and grants immediate protection, and it punishes the abuser with imprisonment up to 3 years. So ending war one step at a time. So this is our first step, that is educating the adolescent school students is our first step. And also this should be your first step to educate your families, and also educate the your maybe your cousins, your friends, everybody, not to go for violence against women. And you should educate that gender equality should be there, and then this is for sustainable generation for tomorrow. And kindly do the pre-test and then give the feedback how you think about the program, and how maybe what are the improvements we can do. And certificate will be awarded to you all from Foxy and UNICEF. So be courageous, say no to violence against women, and tweet at hashtag Dheera together. So you should be one among the courageous voices. So this is the end of the second PowerPoint. Dr. Deepa, any maybe the students would love to have an interaction. Shall we go ahead with like 1 or 2 questions?
Girls, have you all followed what Madam has been talking? How many of you, are you comfortable with English or Tamil? English is fine, right? You all have any doubts? Madam is willing to, anything you want to discuss anything or you have any doubts, you can ask on the mic and she will be able to answer you. So anybody with any doubts? You can be frank with me. Ma'am, I think you can go ahead with the.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. One second.
I am a student also, and I love my student identity. But I have this issue about anything about sexual harassment. I think I'm loud enough.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm not able to hear you, madam.
Hello.
Hello.
What I'm saying is there is no eve teasing, there is only sexual harassment.
Yeah.
I think we should replace eve teasing with sexual harassment. Eve teasing when a guy whistles and I like it. I don't know how many of us like that. We do sometimes when a guy is whistling and we like it. But if we do not like it, and it's mostly we do not like it, and the looks and what is done is only sexual harassment, not eve teasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was
young student who was online, 65. Chanda who was online. Yeah, thanks for that nice feedback, Chanda.
Yeah.
Susila.
Nice feedback. Shall we go ahead, Dr. Deepa?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So next, I would talk about the violence against women strategy, management strategies. So I would go about the introduction, bridging gender divide, and also the role of bystanders. So kindly do the post test and give your valuable feedback. So factors that contribute to the violence against women are like many to say. So alcohol, superiority complex among the males, stress that is maybe financial, emotional, economical, all this stress, anger issues, and then drugs, troubled childhood, like troubled childhood is one of the commonest things, and lack of compassion. So always we should be like compassionate before we do something. So this causes the social and one of the things is the social discrimination, and all this bring about the gender bias to say. So yeah, like this mindset that we should not have like violence against women is a mindset we should create in the childhood to each boy and each like girls also we should create that, and basically to educate the her friends also. So based on the way the child is brought up is more important. So that is like wow mindset should be there. So each and every child, that is maybe a male or a female, they should be brought about in such a way that they say no to violence against women. So that is called the wow mindset. What do you do if you know someone is being abused? So if you're being abused, don't be afraid. Listen to the victim's story. So listen, what is the victim saying? What is the story? Don't like get biased. And instead of like getting biased, like reassure them. Ask them to be brave. Believe their story. Don't think they have cooked up something and they are saying. Never you think about like a victim is always a victim, and never you should get biased. Believe their story. Do not blame them. So don't blame them why you have gone there, why you have it's your fault, or such sentences you never should use. Do not blame the victim. Keep an eye on the situation to make sure it is not getting too dangerous. Ask about their immediate plan. Talk to them. What are you going to do next? That is what you need to ask instead of just getting biased. Report to a higher authority. Maybe it is a teacher, it is a parent, it is if the teacher and parent are not available, maybe we need to go to the police, and respect the decision of the victim, and have resources to keep conversation going on, and Be careful that any action taken do not harm you or the victim. So be careful, don't go like to the abuser, beat them, don't do such things. And you should like definitely have a compassion mode. And what to do if you are being abused? Recognize the toxic behavior of the cycle of the abuse. Protect yourself by living from the vicinity. Always try to be away from the abuser and avoid escalating situations. That is what I said. Don't be nearby so that you avoid that situation, you protect yourself, and you need to report the incident. Keep evidence of the abuse by recording and photography. And plan a safety kit in case you are leaving the home. Suppose you're going somewhere and then it is like you need to go, and then like it is a situation where it is like many of the people are not there, that it is, or it is late in the night, then definitely you have to plan a safety kit like a pepper spray. Let someone you trust know of the abuse. So talk to a trustworthy person, maybe your friend, maybe a neighbor, or you can as well go to a doctor like us, and a police officer. Like when you need to report, you go to a police officer. So speak out. Speaking out is the first thing everybody should learn. Communicate, communicate, communicate. This is what is very important. Whatever it may be, you should communicate to your with your parents, and whenever there is a problem, you have to do it. So don't let the abuser rob you from your voice. Always remember, an abuser is a coward. He is, once you start talking, speaking out, then the abuser is cannot like he cannot go with his wrong things. So claiming your voice back is difficult, yes, but still you need to talk. Believe your words have power. Definitely one who has been abused, they'll be like, you should not like think that something has happened to you, that is fault is with you. Definitely fault is not with you. So believe in yourself and talk with strength. So speak up, and this is the first step to end war. And take a stand, because your abuser is afraid of your voice. So speak out, and because the other person is a coward, he is going to stop whatever he is doing. And this is the first step to end violence against women. That is, you need to speak up. Don't let down another generation of victims by just keeping quiet. So give the victim a platform to speak. Believe the victim. Don't blame the victim. Stand for the justice. Don't let people forget that once something commits and they are prone to do, that is like once it has happened, you cannot just think that it will not happen again. It can happen again and again. So this has to be like stopped. Put an end all to this violence against women. So let us see to it that the next generation, they do not become the victims. So safety using technology. This is one thing we should be getting familiarized with. So there are many apps, and kindly download in your smartphones. Nowadays, everybody has got a smartphone because of the pandemic, where everybody has got the online classes. So there's so many apps that help you with the with the technology to say. So scream alarm, suspect registry, be safe, aware for legal advice. So share your live location with those who trust. Take pictures of taxi driver once you get into the car, and take the picture of that taxi driver, takes the picture of the license plate. In case of an emergency, activate the location with the help of the app. So all of you, you need to know the safety apps. And this is the universal distress signal. And tuck your thumb, then fold your fingers and open. This is called the distress signal, and it is a universal help sign. So if somebody is doing so, it means that they are in distress. So you need to go and help them. If you see the distress signal, check in with the person's safety to find out what they need and what you can go and do them. If you find a threat, that is really the situation is very bad, then you need to call the police, you need to call the helplines which are mentioned later. So All India Women Helpline is 1091, Women's Domestic Abuse Helpline is 181. You can take a screenshot of this, because so many numbers, it is very difficult to remember. So Delhi has like their own helpline, maybe Trichy has their own helplines. So you need to know about, and I think the teachers over there, you should find out the numbers and give to all your students. It is for both boys and girls. Boys, if you see something is going wrong, you need to call up the police. So even you should have these apps, you should have all these contact numbers with you. And gender-based violence command crime number is like it is the same number all over India, 0800007709. Domestic violence helpline, that is to stop women abuse, 0800150150. And the other one is the child abuse, that is 1098 or 1098 is a child line to report child line abuse. So you can also take a screenshot of this. And the reporting process is such that you have to go to the local police, and there are special police also for the for the violence against women, and record the statement for police within 24 hours. You need to go to the hospital, get examined only by a female doctor, record the statement for the magistrate, and special court shall complete the trial within 1 year and shall punish the abuser in an year. And so let's keep the way the girls are. Always the girls are strong, remember. So in spite of so much of violence over years, the women are so strong that they have carried everything, and they are like really the topmost positions. So always the women, girls, they are very strong, very brave. So let's keep them that way. And all boys should know that the girls are strong also. So do the registration and do the post test, and give your valuable feedback, and you should be one among the courageous voice, and you should say no to the violence. And also share all these thoughts with your friends, with your cousins, with your mother, your parents, everyone, so that even they carry forward this concept of gender equality, and we'll have a better society. And then we shall what we have, the sustainable goals, global goals will be attained. Thank you all. So this is the third presentation, and next it will be continued by Dr. Deepa. So any questions or interaction? It would be nice to have one or two questions.
Madam, can you just replay the slide where you showed the helpline numbers and the apps? I think the children.
Yeah, one second. It is stuck somewhere. Yeah, this one, Dr. Deepa?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Girls, please take a screenshot of this. You don't have a phone. Okay. Yeah, group picture. Okay. Somebody can take a picture and post it in your college groups. This one and some apps you showed them, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this distress signal, I think.
This one, helpline for specialized cases, and I'll show that one also. Yeah, this one.
Yes. So, girls, do you have any doubts you would like to interact with Dr. Susila? I think they're all saturated.
Saturated, yeah. Hope definitely they have understood the part of violence against women, and then other boys along with the girls there, Dr. Deepa?
Only girls, ma'am.
Only girls, oh. So, okay then. So maybe you can continue with the next talk, Dr. Deepa. I'll just stop the screen share.
Thank you so much for your valuable time. I think
Thank you so much, students. Thank you. Thanks to the principal, faculty over there, and Dr. Deepa, and also Meaty Events, Bashir, for helping out this event.